camera's recording.
Yes.
Jack, this is the start of something big, bro. This is the start of our new life.
Yes, sir.
With that being said,
let's go.
Do you want to say your saying?
All right, guys. So, hey, Danny, I want you to look at me while I say this. Get in, losers. We're starting a podcast. Let's go for a podcast.
Welcome to the #1 podcast and first ever podcast on the Shift in Motion channel. Dude, I'm excited.
Are you excited? Are you really excited?
Can we be honest here?
Yeah.
We have tried doing the first podcast.
At this point, it's a skit. It's super scripted.
I love it. It's not scripted. We're not going to talk about the same things.
Oh, man.
Yo, we have been wanting to do this for a while. I really want to introduce you guys to Jack. You don't know him. You might have seen him in a couple of my videos. Such a great guy. I've known him for 6-7 years. We worked together before in a previous job that we had.
That's where we met.
And that's where we met. We started talking about video games.
And we clicked from there, really. So
then we started talking about girls and stuff. And
yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Jack, introduction to yourself and who you are. And
so real quickly, guys.
Why you want to do this podcast?
Why I want to leave this podcast. You're right. Hey, yeah, guys. So quickly, I knew this guy across from me, Danny Z, man, super great guy. We started working together, and since the first time we talked, I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna be one of my closest friends, if not, closest friend. And then he hit me up. He said, Jacques, let's do this podcast. I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. So quickly about myself, I'm 24. I am Haitian. I'm bilingual. Trilingual, I should say. And I speak Creole, French, and English. A little bit of French. I'm studying. I'm still going to school. I'm studying how to be a journalist, and I'm minoring in PR, in multimedia. And this podcast really is going to be a way for me to test my skills and if I'm a great communicator or not, and just better in sharpening my craft.
I just thought about it. It's really cool how in this podcast we speak English. My dog is just barking. Agira, can you stop?
We speak dog too. Let them know.
We also, she actually said like and subscribe if you haven't already. So in this podcast we speak English, Spanish. I speak Spanish. You speak Creole and French.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
Dope.
So we have a really wide variety of culture, different languages, and it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna bring a great different view to the podcast.
Right.
We've experienced kind of different lives because you were born in Haiti, correct?
Right. I was born in Haiti. Correct.
I was born in Cuba. My name is Danny. I guess I'm the host. See, I'm the host of this podcast, but as you guys will see as the podcast kind of goes on, Jack is gonna take over. He's gonna become the host. Jack is great at speaking. That's one of the reasons why I really wanted him in this podcast. We're great friends and we click, but our dynamic is great, and I really hope that shows in the podcast. And I'm pretty sure it will. So, should we talk about what we're looking forward in this podcast? Or?
Yeah, 100%. I think we should.
Or should we just start with a light topic? How was your day, Jack?
You know what? I like the light topic. I love casual conversation are meaningless. No, but I'm good, man. I was actually very happy to do this today because we can finally do it.
Dude, we got everything figured out.
Yes. Audio was. I want a specific episode later on where we actually talked about our struggles of actually getting this to work, but that's our later date. But no, so my expectations, like Danny said, I am expecting. It's weird for me to say. I'm not expecting anything, but I'm expecting everything at the same time. So what I mean by that is we're going to give you 100% everything, and all we ask from you guys is just like and subscribe and share to your friends. You just give us criticism and feedback. So I'm not expecting anything amazing. I'm just having a talk with my friend across from me.
And that's the thing, dude. So on the internet, I usually make short style videos. This is the first time I ever do a long form of conversating type content where there's no cuts. This is gonna be straight through. There might be a little cut here and there if Jack's camera stops working. Jack has the dumbest camera ever.
Guys, the dumbest camera.
But yo, I am so excited to just get better at speaking. We're gonna have a lot of guests. It's gonna be a guest-based podcast. So we're planning on doing 1 week boys only, which is me, you, and whoever else.
Mm-hmm.
Then the week after that, we get some cool guests, maybe car people. And the cool thing about this channel, Jack, you want to tell them? Or about this podcast, I might say?
I think, yes, of course. So the cool thing about this podcast is I definitely think that is the guest number one. Guys, we actually have some very cool guests lined up for you guys. It's going to be really cool, and you guys are going to be very excited. And also, the background. I think that's going to be the coolest thing so far.
Right.
Should we tell them the secret, or should we just let them, bam, just drop it on them?
Let's do something. So come back not the next podcast, the
But-
podcast after. Well, we'll come back for the next podcast because
Obviously,
it's our
what you
first guest.
You
But
pay our bills. Keep that in mind.
the we're negative right now. They're not paying anything. So if you're watching, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We
Um,
appreciate you guys.
Just keep coming back to the podcast because in the background of where I'm at right now, every time you come back, there's gonna be something different. Let's put it that way.
No, honestly, I love that foreshadowing. Just know it's gonna be something different.
Like
guys.
that's what we're doing an
It-
outside
I'm
podcast
so happy we can actually do it, bro.
where we don't control the environment. The neighbors are actually working on their boat right now.
Can we?
They're polishing, so that's pretty cool.
1 second. Listen, this is an inside joke, but Danny knows it. I kid you not. Every time Danny's about to start the podcast, he tells them so they can go outside and make
It's
all the
ridicu-
noises
it's
that they need to make.
ridiculous.
It's great. I love it.
Like my neighbors are always just doing something.
always
Why
are.
did they just turn on the vacuum out here?
I
We're gonna ignore that. This
I don't
is
care.
ridiculous.
I told you the universe does not want this to
Yo,
happen.
this podcast is gonna be mayhem. It's gonna be fun.
But guys, we don't care. Regardless
Like-
of what happens, we're gonna bring it to you anyways.
So let's talk about so this is gonna be like we said, a guest-based podcast, but we're also gonna have friends only and all that. We're gonna have a podcast like the channel banner says every single Monday because we want to start off the week just great. We want to bring positive energy, great topics to talk about, and yeah, this is like a cool little intro to the podcast. But expect a podcast every single Monday, and yeah,
Yeah, I think that's.
you ended off here.
Bro, that's it. It's just the intro. We're not gonna do anything else. Nah, I think you.
Dude,
Guys.
this is bad.
It's bad.
No, so
Oh.
Jack's camera's really weird, so we got to turn it off and back on every 10 minutes. So I just
Every-
showed him the time. But
Yeah.
so what are the topics gonna be? What's the cool thing about this podcast?
Yeah. So while you answer that, I'm gonna go turn off my camera and turn it
Okay,
back.
so the cool thing about this podcast is, as you guys know me, I'm an automotive YouTuber, right? So we're not just gonna have automotive content. We're gonna talk about video games. We're gonna talk about just everything, video games, just real life things, cool topics, like just real life things. It's not just gonna be cars. We're also gonna implement how our day was. We're gonna talk about stocks. We're gonna talk about
So to put it simply, what Danny's trying to say is we're going to bring you guys some of the coolest stuff ever. That's it. We just want to bring you cool things. We find articles, whatever the case may be. And quick commercial break. Hey guys, that was Danny's dad. Super cool guy, and he just.
Dude, you've
went-
never talked to my dad. Actually, yeah, you have.
So what Danny's trying to say is I'm fake, and I actually don't know what I'm talking about.
Start from where we started before my dad did that. So like,
What are we talking about?
you say like we're gonna bring him like different topics as well.
Yeah, so basically what Danny's trying to say is the fact that we are going to be the coolest things that we could find. Because I'm pretty sure whatever me and Danny find interesting, you guys going to find interesting. And if you don't watch.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
maybe
not.
Probably
But
not. You're right. Eh.
so Jack, a little bit more about yourself. What type of car do you drive?
Yes, sir. I drive a BMW i8. It's a black one, and it's super dope. I absolutely, I'm playing, guys, but I do drive a black Camaro. Danny's favorite term, an LS black Camaro 2018.
Yo, when Jack came up to me and he was like, "I have a Camaro LS." I'm like, "What does that even mean?" I didn't know there was a version of the Camaro that was an LS. I was like, "That's not true."
Yeah,
and we got into a
apparently
small
that's
argument.
what my paperwork says. So, you know.
That's what my paperwork says. Yo, but it's manual, right?
Yeah, it is manual. Can we
It
talk
is
about
manual. Oh,
that?
dude.
Hold on. Then what car do you drive? That's the question.
I actually drive a Kia Soul.
I love it.
It is lowered on XXRs,
Wow,
and I put a small Terpsky in it.
bro, that's
It goes broom broom.
yeah. Have you has it been to the track yet? Zoom,
I actually
zoom?
drift it. It's the first ever
Dude.
front-wheel drive Kia that's drifted.
Honestly, I'm jealous right
Absolutely incredible. Now
I
I drive
wish.
a 370Z, and I also have the twin turbo 300ZX and the Infiniti G35.
now. Okay.
I'm an automotive YouTube channel, so I gotta have different cars to like work on and whatnot.
I mean, of course. I mean, I think most of the viewers would actually know who you are, especially the people.
Right.
coming on,
I would say like 1% of them know who I am.
Okay. Why such a low
Jack.
number?
Jack, let's talk about so when you first started learning how to drive manual.
Yes, sir.
Dude, this was funny. Can I
Guy,
please say like
go
what I
ahead.
saw from the outside?
Go ahead, bro. Let 'em
At the
know.
time we used to work at the store that we worked at, we were customer service clerks.
Example employees. Exemplar employees.
And when Jack learned how to drive manual, all I saw was the car just boom, 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 boom. It was bad. And I'm talking about everybody at work was always laughing at Jack because he just learned how to drive manual. It was funny, but I'm happy you did that.
I mean, it was guys, it was one of those things. I think it took me what? All right, okay. So it took me 2 weeks to dry stick, but really, Danny, please take those shades off.
Dude, the sun's in my face because you decided to come when the sun's going down.
No excuses, bro. Anyways, so yeah, so it took me officially 2 weeks to learn, but really took me a couple months or so to actually get the hang of it. And I was a laughing stock of Publix for the longest time
That
because
was
Danny,
good
I would
times,
pull
man.
up and Danny's like, Jacques, what are you doing? And I was like, dude, you're just shaking the
Dude,
car.
that's
But it was
funny.
great. Hey, but you know what? I'll tell you guys this. You only suck at something once, and you only get better the more you do it. So enjoy sucking at it.
That's true. That's true. You know what I really want to say? What I want to do?
Uh-huh.
Actually, what car did you learn how to drive manual in?
Chevy HHR, 2006 Chevy HHR. I didn't even know those cars came manual.
Manual, right? Like
Yeah.
you look at that car from the outside, it's like,
Never.
wait, that actually comes in manual?
It was literally a rectangle. I was like, why is
It
that
was-
manual? Like literally a giant rectangle. Like, why was that
Yo,
manual?
Jack's car was funny.
He was hilarious.
No prenda eso, estoy filmando.
Something in Spanish. I don't know what that means.
Is that the third cut of the video or the fourth cut?
That's probably like the 6th cut.
It's kind of bad. Nah, we're gonna get better.
We're
I know-
not.
Dude, something I do want to say though, on a serious note,
Uh-huh.
this is our first ever podcast. Just kind of tell us what we can do better, improve on. Yeah, just what we can improve on, what
Can I-
we're doing right. Do you guys like the angle, the camera angles, the outside setting? We put a lot of time and effort into this, even though we're just joking around
Yeah.
to get on a serious note, and we're actually taking it very serious. Honestly, for me, what I'm expecting out of this podcast, it's just gonna be a fun thing for me that I'm doing with one of my best friends, Jack, and wherever it takes us is gonna take us somewhere.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we're not just gonna give it all every time. We're gonna have
Right.
great conversations with amazing guests,
Right.
and we're just gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
So those are my expectations.
And
Sorry to get serious here, but I just really want to say that because
Yeah.
this is something we're really passionate about.
And let me interject, and I think this speaks volume of me and Danny's dynamic, where it's like, yeah, we joke around, but don't take the joke around like we're not serious about this. This is just how we are. We want to bring you guys
Right.
fun, entertaining content, right? Even though our day's been long, we want to give you that energy, and really, it's real energy because whenever I'm with Danny, it's always raw, uncut energy. We're ready to go, no matter how tired we are. We somehow always just have the funniest things to talk about, and I just feel comfortable talking to Danny. That's really what it is.
Dude, I remember. Well, every time you came over, instead of talking for like an hour, we just were talking for like 4 hours.
Literally,
It's like 3 hours go by. It's like, oh, dude, I gotta go. But we
yeah,
just like,
we say we gotta go like 5 or 6 times, and we're still here talking. It's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
And I just wanted to say one more thing about the criticism. Guys, give us constructive criticism. Don't like if you say we suck, it's okay. Like we're booty cheeks, it's fine. At least tell us why we're trash. or
Like if we're
cheeks.
booty cheek, just
So like we're just booty cheeks. Like
that's it. Dude.
that's it.
That's all we gotta know.
That's all we
bro.
gotta know, bro.
The
That's
internet
crazy.
knows. Like if they say, "Yo, your podcast is like booty cheeks," that's it. We gotta figure out why.
Bro, I would cry.
You would. I
I
would
would
cry,
cry.
too, Jack. We can actually cry together if you're down.
Seriously, bro.
We can make a podcast just about crying.
Crying. How would that work?
I feel like
Teaching
that's
people
gonna
how
be
to
so
cry.
weird that
So-
people would actually watch that.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Dude, the
hey,
internet's weird.
we're different, bro. Yeah, bro.
Like
I know.
there's a not a culture, but there's a community for everything.
Yeah, there definitely is.
it's kind of crazy. You guys are amazing.
100%. But
So-
but on a serious note though, how did you learn how to drive a stick?
We can talk about that. Yeah, sure. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that. So I learned how to drive stick shift in my friend Alejandro's Acura TSX. You remember Alejandro?
Yeah, of course.
He worked with us.
Mhm.
Alex, if you're watching this, I love you, bro. Because I actually broke his transmission. I kept
Did
putting.
you really?
How do you think I broke his transmission?
By revving up the engine and you not take your foot off the clutch. Because I did that a couple times.
Yeah, so I kept on putting it in neutral without putting the clutch in.
Stop.
Yeah, I did that.
How?
I did. I was
How did it
learning how to
even
drive
go
stick.
in?
I don't know. That's why I broke it, because it just.
It's so funny.
I'm
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'll never forget when Danny called me a lazy manual driver because whenever I got to stop signs, I would throw my car on neutral instead of like downshifting to like first gear. It was hilarious.
Jack's the type of guy
Oh.
where he doesn't downshift.
I don't.
He just puts it in neutral.
I just put neutral, like, cause I'm doing. all
Wait.
this for-
Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead.
I do the same now.
You see, like I'm just so tired
I
of like
do- I do the same.
5, 4, 3, 2. Like, come on, guys, like, that's too much. That's just a whole lot.
I do the exact same.
Like, it's crazy.
But yeah, so I
but
learned
yeah.
on Alex's TSX.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we did like 3 sessions,
Really, just 3?
just 3 for like an hour or 2,
Oh.
nothing crazy. So we did 3 sessions around there. I got a little more comfortable, and then I stopped. I never trained again. And
Okay.
then I got on my friend's, what was that car called? Scion TC.
Mm.
It was a Scion TC. It was like an older Scion TC. My friend Miguel let me try it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tried on my friend's Audi, and then I didn't drive manual for like a year, bro. And then when I got my 370, Jack, I couldn't drive it back. My friend Alex drove it back from the dealership. It was like 2 hours away. And when we got back and I first stood, I will never forget this feeling. I sat in that chair of the 370 and stalled.
Have you
then
ever
I stalled.
stalled with a significant other in the car and how embarrassed you look when she looks at you?
I'll get. I got some crazy stories.
Guys, it's great.
But
It's
I kept
great.
stalling and I just couldn't. It took me like 3 weeks to get down how to drive the 370. And honestly, when you buy a new car like that, your dream car, and you're not able to drive it and you're struggling so much, you're like, why did I buy this? Did I make the right decision? Did I make the wrong decision? Should I just sell it? What am I doing with my life? It was bad. It was
What
a
am I
scary, bro. It was a scary moment, man.
That's funny.
Imagine buying a car and not being able to drive it.
But you know the best thing about that story is the fact that you literally did what your shirt says. You didn't quit, and you literally kept on going.
You
so
kept on going.
You got it, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get a lot of like comments on people saying, "Yo, I want to get my car, but I don't know how to drive manual. I don't know who's gonna drive it back from the dealership." It doesn't matter. Just find whoever you can to drive it back from the dealership, and like a good person that can just show you how to drive stick shift, and that's how you learn. I'm pretty sure that's how Jack did. I'm pretty sure, like, he's getting up right now, and now he's coming back down. But like, you just gotta figure it out. If you really want something, you'll figure it out. Thank God I had Alex as a friend that drove the car back from the dealership. Did your dad show you how to drive stick
Yeah,
shift?
so my dad actually showed me how to drive stick, and he was very cool. He was very understanding with it. But you know what's funny? One thing I want to mention is that the fact that you were learning with me, because you didn't learn too much after me. You was like a couple months apart. So the fact that
I
you were
think
going
so.
through the same struggles that I was, it was really fun that I wasn't alone. I had somebody I could relate to. I have somebody I could say, hey, I just stalled. Hey, I just did this. My girlfriend just looked at me when I saw. You know, like, and we would just laugh about these things. That's like super dope. That was like the coolest thing. I wasn't alone. So
One
it
of the
was fun.
best moments in my life. First time taking a hill. After being I think I drove for like 2 months before I took an actual hill. I finished powder coating the wheels on the 370 black. I'm coming back from Fort Myers, which is like what, 40 minutes from here.
Well, yeah,
I drove back,
about
no
40
hills, and then there it is, a hill. My dad's behind me. I'm gonna make my dad proud. That was my mindset.
Mhm.
Dude, I put that in first. Burned my clutch. But I didn't stall. Let's go. And then I called my dad right after. Did you see that? I didn't
That's
stall.
so funny.
Because if you guys don't drive a manual, hills are the hardest because
Guys,
you got to engage the clutch. And when you engage the clutch, you're basically in neutral. So you got to press the brake. But then to go, you got to press the gas. So in that split second when you let go of the brake to press the gas,
Your car,
you roll backwards.
you
and it's
feel your
horrible.
car
It
going
is one of the
backwards.
scariest things ever.
super.
But I did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
You know, on that same note, Danny, I have a confession to make. That if you guys are familiar to the Naples area, if you guys know the bridge on Santa Barbara, like that bridge was I avoided it for like literally 3 months when I first started driving stick because I could not force myself to take that bridge.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, that was.
I avoided the same bridge.
yeah.
I
Bro,
drove an
there's
extra
no
20
way.
minutes around the whole city just so I
Yes.
didn't have to take that.
Yes, I
that
would. Yes,
hill.
100%. Guys, it was the scary. Guys, in all honesty, it feels like a roller coaster. If you ever take a roller coaster, so if you don't drive manual, you know when the roller coaster is gonna go up and then it stops, it kind of drags back down and then he shoots up. That's how it feels like. So you can imagine. But this time there's cars behind you, so you don't want to hit anybody. So you're freaking the hell out. It's actually kind of scary, but it's okay though. We don't
I
quit.
just thought about it. You know what I really want to do?
What's up?
Every time we have a new guest and they're driving, let's say, like a manual car,
Uh-huh.
I want a section of the podcast to be like them telling
Their
them telling us
story.
their story and how they learned how to drive manual.
Yeah.
I think that'll be something really
There's
cool.
gonna be that one guy, yeah, but it wasn't hard for me at all. Oh, like, yeah, you're off the podcast, bro. Don't lie. There's no way
I
else.
just learned the next day. It was pretty easy.
Sure. All right, bro. I guess. Let's switch gears. So let's switch gears real quick to talk about something that's really dope. All right. So,
I don't even know what this guy's talking about.
so Danny, right? So here's what I'm thinking, right? We haven't told them, okay? We haven't told them. Did you tell them why we're doing this every Monday?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
We did. Okay, never
Are you
mind.
not here? Where are you?
Bro, honestly, this camera got me tripping, bro. I don't know how it is gonna stop, so I'm afraid
Dude.
they cut it right.
Going back to the manual part.
Yeah.
I made a video of like giving my subscriber a ride in the 370. They loved it. He asked me if he could drive it, and I was like, "Yeah, drive it, dude." If he's watching the right now, I just started really bad. Oh
Yeah,
my
bro,
gosh!
that's
I just
crazy.
came back from a workout, and I'm like, I'm really tired. But
I didn't.
I let him drive it, right? And
Mhm.
you know what he says to me after? That's the first car I drive other than mine that's manual.
Yeah, we did a good job at driving it.
He did okay.
And can we say, and speaking of that manual thing, right? Manual is like the only car, even though you know how to drive manual, somebody else's manual car is actually a little bit different.
than yours. Yep.
Like when I first drove Danny's car, his clutch was really hard actually. It was really hard. And then when I switched over, when I first got my Camaro, I'll be honest with you, it was the smoothest clutch ever. It's actually really. Have you tried it yet?
I don't think I've ever driven your car.
I think you do. It's actually really smooth. It's actually really smooth. I
Dude,
really
you know what's
loved
funny
it.
though? Can we tell them how much you know about cars?
Yeah, go ahead if you want to take it.
So one of the reasons why I wanted Jack to be in this podcast and why it's not gonna be all about cars, and I think his perspective is gonna be incredible when we're going into like deep car conversations. It's because Jack is not a car guy.
I'm not.
Jack does not really know anything about cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not a car guy at all, and your perspective is gonna be top notch.
Yeah, besides the basic functions like, okay, put an oil, stuff like the basic functions so I can make sure my car is working, besides those, but intake, exhaust, cash can, all that, I don't know what any of that means. So guys, so please, I'm so excited to learn from in the comment section, learn from Danny and all the other car community. And you're probably wondering, why did he get a Camaro? Because I like cool cars. I just like the way, aesthetically, I like the way they look, and that's why I got them. But in terms of like modifying it, no, none of that. I just like the way they look. So.
But you said you planned on trading your V6 for a V8, right?
Yes,
Like-
I do plan on it trading my for a V8 just because really because of the interior features that it has. I find them really cool in the infotainment system.
Stop. You just said you're trading your V6 for a V8 because of the interior features?
Yeah, and the infotainment system's actually really cool.
I love that.
Yes.
Bro, they're going to love you, Jack. They're going to love you.
Wait, did I say something wrong?
You said something terribly wrong, but it was great.
Yeah, so
I loved it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's really my perspective on it. I don't care about loud, being loud, waking up my neighbors at 4 a.m. in the morning like Danny does. I don't that he doesn't interest me.
Can we tell them about the first ever video we did together on my channel?
Yes, that's awesome.
If you guys have not seen it yet, we actually filmed a video. It was a twin turbo 370Z, the first ever twin turbo 370Z I reviewed.
3 years ago? 3 to 4
Yo, no, 2 years ago.
2 years ago? Yeah, he was.
I
Yeah,
needed-
he was 2 years ago.
I needed someone to go with me, and I was like, yo, Jack will be perfect. He knows how to work cameras and whatnot, and I just need someone to drive like 4 hours away with me.
Yeah.
Jack had no idea. Every time, like, I was filming the car, and with through the corner of my eye, I saw Jack and the owner just talking over there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for Jack. He knows nothing about cars, and the owner's like a car guy with like twin turbos and all that.
Did you hear the conversation?
Jack's like, yeah, so it has 4 wheels, right?
I was like,
600 horsepower. Oh, that's cool.
So this was my first time learning about what a cash kit was, right? And he's like, so yeah, he does this and he goes in here. I was like, yeah, that sounds really good. So what exactly? And I'm engaging in the conversation. So the guy thought I legitimately knew
Jack's good.
what I was
You're
talking
good, bro.
about,
You're
but
really
I
good at,
didn't
like-
know. But the funniest part to me was I looked at Danny for help. Danny knows I'm looking at him. I was like, dude, there's only
Bro,
so much of this I can't do until he knows I have no idea what I'm talking
Dude,
about.
I was just enjoying it. I was just enjoying it from afar.
He was hilarious.
Jack is really good, and you guys will notice, at talking about things he has no idea about. He's great. Like, you come to this guy talking about something he has no idea about, he will make you think he knows what he's talking about.
Okay, so
He's great.
yeah, so disclaimer, thank you, Danny. But full disclaimer though, it's not me trying to. It's me intrigued because that's one thing I like. Like I told Danny, I like when Danny tells me about his car things because I genuinely like to learn. And that's what it is. So I ask questions that I'm generally interested in. And that's what gives a facade of me knowing what I'm talking about. But really, I'm just getting information. But now I know more than because of that video I did with Danny. It was actually super dope. And actually, it was very informational for me. So I really enjoyed that.
That was an awesome video.
It was an awesome video.
Top
man.
10 videos I've ever done.
No, serious. And it was so fun. Let's talk
It
about
was
the fun aspect of it.
It was fun,
really
dude.
fun.
That car was so quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
We drove like, what, 3.5 hours?
Can we talk about that too? That was the first time I've ever been in an actual fast car, and you guys, I was literally my heart sank. Like
It was a
that fast.
650 horsepower 370Z. This guy had twin turbos, absolutely beautiful, man.
That's a beautiful,
it was
beautiful,
a beautiful
car.
car.
Oh, yeah, beautiful car.
Do you plan on like modifying your car right now or no?
No, not really. I've never thought about modifying my car, to be honest with you. And also, remember what we talked about off camera? Me and Danny spoke how they're like cracking down on you doing modifications.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, hey, do I want to go through it all that?
True.
That's a topic for another podcast, by the way. So foreshadowing right there.
Dude, we've only talked about cars and we said this wasn't going to be a cars only podcast.
Guys, relax. We're just teasing.
Yo, let's talk about something. This podcast is probably going to go, it's going to be a bit, but as we're filming this right now, Dogecoin hit an all-time high.
Really?
Last week, 75 cents.
Wow. Okay.
Elon went on SNL, kind of crashed after that. People were just having way too high of expectations for it.
Mm-hmm. But it is Elon though, so whenever Elon's attached to anything, cosign, it goes up. Like he's just Elon Musk. That's the star power of this guy.
Dude, that's why I held on, and I'm just gonna hold on. I'm just gonna keep adding on to it a little bit,
because you never know. I mean, look at what is it? Look at Bitcoin, like that to now, like you just never know.
You never know. That's the thing.
Yeah. And I was just gonna say, I don't know much about cryptocurrency. That's something I want to learn about. So I'll learn as we go on. But Danny though, he's just in there. Then he just
I am deep. I'm
Locked
actually starting it's gonna be up by the time this podcast is up. I have started a stocks and crypto YouTube channel.
Wow.
I'm going full in. I am so passionate about just investing.
Dude, that's awesome.
I am going full in. I'm mostly about stocks. I'm a stock type of guy, but I'm learning about crypto. I feel like I have a really good viewpoint on things, and I just want to put my opinion out there.
And can we just say, this is another reason why I like this guy, right? In the sense that Danny has never shied away. The moment he likes something, his mindset is like, okay, how can I tell people about it to better themselves, and how can I make it into a profit, right? I'm pretty sure like that's like what your mindset is, but you're always looking on how to better yourself and also like give people great content. And I love that. That's great.
Here's the thing.
And I just love it.
I'm in the car community, and it is so niche. Like, I just want to branch out a little bit. You know, I have more personality than just cars. Like, I know a little more than just cars.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just put it out there
and
just be known for something else as well?
And I want to say that's the same for most people. I don't think people have this idea that you only know about one thing and that's it. People are the life is not black and white, right? People know a lot. You may know more about one thing than others, but that doesn't mean that's all you are. So I think the more that you know, the more that you put under a belt, the more that you can do.
It's always just good learning about new things and just experimenting, dude. You just gotta try new things because you never know.
You never know.
If we never tried this podcast, we would have never. I just had another brain.
Yeah, take over. Shock takeover while Danny comes back.
We would have never known where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Like if we kept just saying, "Yo, I want to try. Well, let's do a podcast." Yeah, next week. It's never gonna happen. We said we're ordering everything: mics, stands, camera, lenses, everything, and we're gonna go for it.
Facts. And I think, and guys, just I don't want to make this too inspirational or whatever, but I just gotta say this. Don't quit. Like, and it wasn't by mistake Danny wore this shirt, because that's literally how this came to be, because we never quit. We cannot say how cameras wasn't working, equipment was working, a mixture that we bought wasn't working. Like, literally, but guys, it's the idea that never quit, because if you expect it to come easy, it's not. And we're ready for it. We're ready for this road, guys. We're excited. Super excited.
Dude, like you said, we could literally make a whole podcast.
Literally.
About everything that went wrong on the come up to make this what we're doing right now. But yeah, so we're excited about this podcast. A lot of things are gonna. Man, I know I'm saying we're excited, but I really am. It's awesome just having a new platform where I can just sit down and just talk to you guys, one to one. You guys are gonna meet my great friend Jack, which you guys are really gonna love. He's such a good guy, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So if you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe. Like if you're watching right now, what do I have to do, Jack?
Guys, all I have to say is like and subscribe because I've said it before. We're doing this for you. We're doing this for you. Okay, we wouldn't be doing this.
You know what I love?
Huh?
I'm like and subscribe, and you're
Right.
like, guys.
But some just gotta talk to them real nice and slow, right?
There's horrible background noise right now.
Yes.
Like horrible.
Like I said, so I'm gonna get really close to my mic. If the neighbors, if you're watching this, if you ever get to watch this, you guys have been part of the reason why we wanted to quit.
Yo, this is bad, bro. They're just vacuuming all out right now.
Like, but who vacuums
What's good,
outside, bro?
What's
I
good?
don't understand. Like, you know the meme where it's like your manager's coming act like you're doing something, and the guy's vacuuming the grass. Like, why are you outside vacuuming the grass?
Yo, Jack. But honestly,
What's up?
what is gonna be your favorite thing about this podcast?
Learning about cars.
Really?
No, seriously, that is. It's gonna be
Wow.
really fun. Yeah.
I think my favorite thing is I know I'm gonna improve much better at. I look retarded right now, but I'm just trying to cover the noise. I think I'm just gonna improve overall.
Okay.
Just grow as a person a little more.
right.
Have more serious conversations. Just learn about life because we're gonna talk to people that have gone through a lot, and you'll see their perspective and how they got to where they're at right now. You know.
100%.
So that's gonna be sick. That's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Yeah, the car thing for me is the fact that so one of my best friends is a car guy, right? But whenever me and Danny we link up, we never really talk about cars just because
We never talk about
we,
cars.
we just have because Danny works on this, he probably gets tired of talking about it. But me and Danny we bounce from topic to topic. So this is the first time where because we're doing podcasts, we're going to have to speak about cars. So I'm going to learn so much, and not because I want to model anything, just because that's more tools in my belt, if for my mind, right?
Very
the
true,
more I
very
know. It might be useful, it might not be useful, but at the end of the day, you should always want to learn. So I'm happy. That's probably the one thing I'm looking
I think that was good though. I think that's good. We've been going on for like what 30 minutes around there.
30.
I think this is a pretty good first podcast.
You think so? Yeah.
Next podcast with my friend Brian's gonna be insane.
And I just want to say Brian's awesome. Brian's super cool guy,
So
super
next
dope.
expect next podcast. It's gonna. We already have a bunch of podcasts lined up. It's gonna be awesome. Expect the podcast every single Monday. But although we already know when we're gonna be live, not live because we're not doing these live.
Yeah,
What
but
am I
I mean,
saying?
but I still understand what you're saying though. Like
Right.
you're gonna be up live. You're gonna be up there. Yeah.
Thanks,
so.
Jack. I appreciate you.
You're
man.
welcome, bro.
You're great. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe.
Pay our bills.
Let us know how we can improve and how we can just better. Because first podcast is probably not great. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably not great. We tried our best, but a year from now, when we're podcast 100 and something, we're gonna look back at the first one and be like, "Yo, what we're doing."
You know what? Danny, since you mentioned that, we're gonna say in the very first podcast. In our 100th podcast, I want us to. The intro should be just a montage of how much you've gotten better from
like
the first
that.
one
Let's do
to
that.
100. Guys, I'm so excited, bro.
It's gonna
I'm
be
so
awesome.
excited. It's
Dude,
gonna be
we're
awesome.
so excited to bring this podcast to you guys. Just another form of just talking to you guys and just voicing out our opinion. Smash that like, subscribe, and with that being said, Danny, your host, Jack, your co-host. Do you want to end us off? So I start a podcast and you end us off.
Okay,
Let's do it
yeah.
that way.
So since we were talking about it, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but guys, honestly though, the fact that we managed to do this is because why? Back to his shirt. Don't quit, guys.
Dude,
Seriously, do not,
Jack.
don't quit.
We're not sponsored by the shirt.
We're not sponsored, but
We
we're
can't- we
sponsored
can't-
by the model though. Don't quit.
We can't be doing this, bro.
we're sponsored by the model. We live by it. Don't quit.
We do.
Don't
Alright,
quit,
I love
guys.
you
So
so
whatever
much.
you're doing right now, it is don't quit. We love you.
That was an awkward outro. Let's get it. I'll see you guys later. That was a good podcast, Jack. Oh, he's going for a fist bump. Bam. Awesome. Peace out.